Episode 64.
I'm Nick.
I'm Brandon. Alex still isn't here, even though he fixed his computer and fixed his internet. So,
Oh, did we fix the internet?
he fixed his internet Monday. No,
Okay.
Saturday it was fixed. He still was having issues with his computer, and that's when we
Yeah,
fixed
you
it.
guys fixed it.
We just blew it out with some compressed air, and that fixed everything. I think. I actually haven't asked him yet. Actually, let me do that real quick. I'll do it later.
You left it on for most of a day, and it didn't turn itself off, so clearly fixed.
So, yeah, it should be fine.
Empirically tested.
There was a control group and everything.
There was a control group.
I actually had a thought while I was driving to work, is that we just like start reading random, like, or not really reading, but like we'll pick up a random research paper and do a bad like reading of it and try to test it out, like a stupid MythBusters.
We pick up a random research paper. I want to understand the concept of what research papers you think exist in the world that we, the two of us, could pick up and then test also.
No. See, badly test. My idea was that we have Alex dress up as an atom and we start throwing rocks at him and pretend they're electrons
Oh, okay.
and
Now
see
I
what
understand.
happens. Does it
So
get
we're not
mad?
actually testing it, we're just... We're saying if we create sort of basically not at all the same conditions, what happens?
Realistically, this is just an excuse to throw shit at Alex.
I'm okay with this now.
Because he wanted to be Steve-O.
Welcome to Jackass.
Welcome to the worst jackass.
I did at one point talk about wanting to recreate Jackass, and also talking about how I thought it would be a horrible idea and wouldn't work, but I'd be willing to restart if we got to throw things at Alex.
Yeah, see, if Alex is the one, like, in danger, I don't care. That's
Exactly.
completely fine with me. And right now, he's not here to defend himself, so, you know, he has implied consent.
Right.
So anyways, let's talk about Dororo.
We took an executive vote, and he abstained due to not being here, and the other two voting members voted yes, so therefore he has to do it.
Also, Jeffrey's also going to vote with us because I said so.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. Done.
Because Jeffrey's your fucking voting bitch.
He was fucking Alex's voting bitch, whatever. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about Dororo now.
Alright.
Oh, Dororo. So, in this episode, we finally get Hyakumaru going forth to find Daigo, going towards like the Daigo's land, basically his hometown. Like,
Yeah.
quotes hometown. Before this, we actually get like a little scene where Daigo's army is basically conscripting men and horses to fight as part of the army. That's important. That horse part is important, Nick.
Conscripting.
That's the right word, isn't it?
Notice the air quotes. I mean, it's not exactly conscripting when you show up, light everything on fire, and go, you're either going to come with us or die.
Okay, yes, air quotes, but I'm using the right word at least.
You are using the right
Okay.
word. It's just not really conscription when the alternative is
Just
death.
die, yeah.
At that point, it's more like kidnapping.
Anyways.
Abduction, I guess, because they're not children. But
Yeah.
anyways.
So, you know, they quotes conscript these men and the horses to fight as part of the army. And we see one of the characters eyeing this one fucking horse. This like beautiful white. I don't know what a female horse is called.
Billy.
Billy?
Yep.
Huh. That's much more disappointing than stallion. like stallion. It's got some regalness to it. A fucking Billy. That's what they're called.
A filly.
Oh, a filly. Sorry, I thought I said Billy. Philly's not
No.
that great either. Anyways.
I mean,
a white horse.
is Stallion that much better than Filly?
I don't know. I've just always heard stallion like connotated more with, you know, like regalness and like coolness.
I mean, because I guess you're associating it with horse racing, which is almost always done by stallions.
I guess so.
Because they're all stallion is the dude horse name.
Yes. Anyways, they get the horse, and they take her away. Even though, and one of the little farmers makes a good note to tell him, you know, don't kill this fucking horse. It's my best fucking horse. Two, it's got a little baby horse over here that needs to take care of later. And the dude's like, yeah, all right, fine. And they just leave, and opening starts. Spoiler alert, that horse is gonna die.
Yeah.
Because
If at
everyone,
any
because a
point they
fucking
bring up
asshat.
something, yeah. If at any point they mention something specific in this show, it dies or gets chopped off, as we found.
It doesn't get chopped up. It just explodes.
It explodes, but I'm also talking about later when we talk about I'm your right arm, I'm your left arm. Well, guess what's getting chopped off today?
Wait, what?
When fucking Hyogo and the one chick are talking to Tohomaru and they're like,
Oh yes.
I have become your right arm and Hyogo has become your left arm. Cut to 20 or 15 minutes later when Hyakumaru is cutting off those exact arms from those
Yes.
exact people.
I didn't notice Hyogo getting his arm cut. Only the other one.
Yeah, they both lost an arm.
But like, I guess it makes it. It's very apparent though, because he is patching up his, I think, left arm. Yeah,
Yeah.
his like left arm because it's missing. Anyways, opening starts. It ends. We have Hyakumaru and Doro walking into Drago's land. Doro's pleading to Hyakumaru to like not kill people and not be a fucking giant douche. And Hyakumaru's like, nah, I'm gonna get my fucking body back. And from there on, we know like he's resolute to do this. He's gonna kill some motherfuckers. On the other side of the land, Daigo's son, Tohomaru, is telling his father that he will be the one to go and fight Hyakumaru now that they found him. Daigo says, alright, sure, go ahead. I will take care of the Yasukuras over here, trying to fight me in this other land. And he also secretly sends off one of his, disciple people to make sure Tohomaru doesn't fuck shit up. Because, he does.
Undoubtedly.
Well, he fucks it up. He doesn't fuck shit up.
Yeah.
It is very separate terms.
Yeah. Which also kind of goes into Daigo's like, this is my useless son. Go babysit him. Like, Daigo has no belief in his son despite sending him off to fight Hyakumaru, which is real weird.
It is kind of weird. I guess he just doesn't care.
I guess.
Go fuck off, kid.
You would think at some point, like, with all of the other shit that Hyakumaru has fucked up because he's killed all of the demons now, you'd think Daigo would be like, maybe I should send somebody I trust to deal with this. Not my kid, who I think is going to fuck this up so badly I have to send a babysitter after him.
Well, who knows? After that, we get Hyogo and... God, I can't remember the other's name, but...
I don't remember it either.
Yeah. They talk and, they make the mention, I'll be your left arm, I'll be your right arm. Fun fact, those arms get cut off. And then they meet Hyakumaru. And the next, I think, 4 to 5 minutes is just, like, some of the coolest fucking fight scenes I've seen in a while. I thought it was pretty cool.
It was really cool. It was also very... not apparent, but kind of obvious. I'm trying to phrase this in a way that means noticeable, but not necessarily bad. But like it was very clear to me, at least, that it was done by multiple different animators without a very heavy emphasis on having to stay to like one style.
Oh, I didn't notice that. I'd have to look over it again to actually see what you saw. But like, if I'm recollecting certain parts right, like I guess some of the animation does change, the way Hyakumaru moves or the way the characters move a little bit.
Yeah, it's the way they move, and it's like sort of the coloration of them, and the way like sometimes they use sort of like the stretch thing, especially with like the weapons, where like you'll see the like when they make a swing, it sort of like fans out for a second to give you that sense of motion.
That was called
like sometimes
frames.
It's more apparent than other times.
Okay.
So like, how like in a normal anime sequence, like it's done by different animators, but it's sort of correlated by the director and then, animated into the show as like one consistent style. So it all like goes together. It doesn't like jump between different drawing styles.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in this, sort of the hectic nature and like how many shots I'm sure that they had to use for it, or how many individual frames they used for it, meant that I guess they couldn't really have like you have to stick to the main style of the show. And so sort of like the individual skills of the different animators was more on display, I would guess.
Okay.
But it looks kind of cool. I liked it.
You can usually like look this stuff up. I think there's like a database for certain like animation sequences, and it'll tell you like what animator was like working on, like what keyframe animator was doing what scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it's called. I'll have to look it up later. But you might be right. But yeah, the entire choreography of that fight scene was fantastic. There's a lot of movement. I think it starts with Hyakumaru like jumping up in the air and like doing a front flip and then smashing his sword on the ground, or close to Tohomaru, and then they just keep on going. It goes on for quite a while, basically up until close to the end of the episode, where we get the babysitter shows up because Tohomaru is basically tired of shit. He got his eye cut again, the same eye. Both of his friends now have one arm, and things aren't looking great for him. So instead, what the guys, what his babysitters do is they show up, they kind of just like run some horses around for a little bit.
Which was really weird.
Yeah, because they just kind of do it. I didn't really get what was going on.
Yeah.
Because even Hyakumaru was just kind of confused, like, what the fuck's going on?
Because, like, the guy runs the horse at him, misses, runs the horse at him again, misses again, and then just suicide bombs the horse into him.
Yeah. In the, like, cruelest way possible, like, he had to choose the one horse that one dude told him, hey, just make sure this horse doesn't fucking die. Yeah. That one fucking horse, he just decides, fuck you, guy. Fuck you, farmer. You can't tell me what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
So he straps some bombs on the fucking horse, slaps that shit, and makes it keep fucking going. It hits Hyakumaru and the horse both fall into the pit. Doro is very sad, and they take her away. And that would be the end of the episode if you hadn't stuck around until the end of the ending, where we see the horse slowly kind of start meshing back together. And I don't know why, but there are like some Shogun like parts or like some body armor that also get thrown. I don't know if they fall in or if someone threw them in, but they start to like make their way towards Hyakumaru. So here's my theory: is that we're gonna get a demon Shogun Hyakumaru riding on Rapidash.
You think?
I'm fucking ready. I shouldn't say that. I'm gonna make myself really excited, and it's not gonna happen.
I didn't know if Demon Shogun armor was using its power to reassemble the horse, or if it was gonna, glom itself onto Hyakumaru and turn him into Demon Shogun. So we'll see. But
for sure, the horse is back together.
Yeah, the horse is back together. But there could also be Shogun Hyakumaru coming,
which is gonna be awesome.
Pretty fucking cool. Because we did already see Daigo in his Shogun armor, so we could have Armored Samurai v Armored Samurai fight now.
Well, even then, like, Hyakumaru might become like a demon. Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. Full-on corruption.
That'd be kick-ass. But yeah, I cannot wait till the next episode. This episode really did get me hyped up for what's to come. And hopefully it does not disappoint.
It's pretty fucking cool. Especially when the chick with the bow shot the arrow and he blocks it with the arm so it blows up and he has the sword ready.
They're both dudes.
Are they both dudes?
Yeah, they're both dudes.
God damn, that girl, their dude is fucking...
He just has a high-pitched voice.
And a very feminine body.
Yeah, I guess so. He's very slender. But yeah, they're both dudes, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, he just like fucking swats that shit away. Not in my house.
Not here. Bam! Sword out, ready to go. She was pretty fucking baller.
So, I can't wait. Hopefully, it continues to be cool. Hopefully, it rises momentum into its ending.
Yeah.
And just keeps on going.
It was really weird, like, for all of the momentum building they did in this episode, that they had the mom fucking, crawl out of her house and be like, oh no, Hyakumaru has come back like a child crying for his toy. And I'm like, wow, fuck you, mom.
One, that this fucking body.
Yeah. And two, like, way to take all of the hype of the show and be like, he's just throwing a bitch fit. And I'm like, that's
very counter to, like, the themes of this show.
Yeah. Maybe they're just trying to, like, really not put any good spin on what Hyakumaru is doing, I guess, but...
I guess so.
It seemed very, like...
I feel like a better way to kind of put that forward would be if, like, she mentioned, like, how angry he must feel, like, how he's letting himself become, like, be overcome with hatred.
Yeah.
More similar to that, I think.
And I mean, we already saw, like, how much, like, how overcome with hatred he was, because the farmer tried to stop him and he pulled his fucking sword on him.
Yeah. Dude's ready to go.
Dude is fucking angry at the world right now.
Well, and we get Daigo,
Angry at Daigo.
not Doro.
But I mean, outside of Doro, he's pretty much angry at everybody else.
Or
I guess
hey,
maybe
old man
Japanese Stick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
old man Japanese Stick. Does he show? He shows up, right? He kind of just like sees them
He's
for a
in the
little bit.
beginning, and he's just like sitting off to the side, like shit's about to go down.
Let me get my binoculars, my ocular binoculars.
My ocular binoculars.
Oh,
And
wait.
just puts them up to his
Yeah.
face. Fuck, I'm blind.
Well, it's ocular, so it's a binocular, but for your ear. So it just
Oh, okay.
makes things louder.
Hmm.
Or he's got like some spirit binoculars, which I don't know. Who knows? Who knows how blindness works? I don't know.
How to be a good mentor 101 opens book. Damn, I wish I could read.
There wasn't any braille back then either.
No,
At least not in Japan.
I really doubt
No.
there is medieval Japanese braille as a concept.
When was braille? That's a tangent. Whatever.
That is a very strong tangent. I would bet something in like the late 1800s, though.
With Helen Keller,
She couldn't
she couldn't even feel.
see
No, she
or
could feel.
hear. No, she could feel.
She could feel.
She couldn't hear or see, I think is what it was.
Yeah, she could not hear, see. Yeah, and it was because of, like some illness. I forgot what it was.
Yeah.
Typhoid.
One of the really fucked up ones. Maybe, or tuberculosis, I forget.
TB's supposed to be like a lung thing.
It is usually supposed to be, but
Yeah, I
who
don't
the
know.
fuck knows? It's, in the 1910s, every illness
Literally
is like a
anything.
fuck you illness.
And yeah, that was Dororo. And we shall move on to Sarazanmai, aka GTA Tokyo, for this
Yeah.
episode.
Except for the weird tangent with, the gay cheating otter sex or whatever the fuck was going on in that
Oh,
room.
that and Kazuki, Kazuki and his friend's sister, watching his friend die. That
Oh
too.
yeah, that too.
But the other stuff, that was GTA.
Yeah, that was GTA. The shootout in the park, super GTA.
So this episode consisted of the three storylines.
The catching your robot boyfriend banging yourself in the basement, really not GTA.
Yeah. So yeah, this episode consisted of three storylines. One was Kazuki and Enta's sister, finding out that Enta has been shot. Which in this case, we've answered the question from last episode. I was wrong. It's not like some mental bullet. It's just a bullet.
It's just a straight up gun.
It's a
Yeah.
straight up gun. There was blood this time.
Yeah.
There was legit blood everywhere.
Which again raises the question: how the fuck is the kid alive?
It depends on where he got shot.
I mean, but he got shot.
He did get shot, but like I guess
You can't just get kind of shot, Brent.
no, like it depends on where you got shot. You still get shot, but like just
Yeah,
getting
but like
shot
when they
doesn't
got him in
mean
the
you'll die.
box, he wasn't covered in blood.
Wait, what?
When they pulled him out of the box
What box?
at the end of the.
Oh,
fucking,
sorry, the
I'm talking about
brother.
the kid brother.
Yeah, sorry. I don't think he was shot. Now that I think about it.
I'm pretty sure they pulled a gun on that kid. We're going to have to go back and look at it at some point, but I'm pretty sure they pulled a gun on that kid.
Maybe this time around it was just a different gun. Like it was just an actual bullet. I don't know. Like we're trying to find consistency in this fucking show, which aside from the
Yeah.
sequences that were very consistent, everything else is not very.
Everything else has been weird as fuck.
Anyways, yeah, Enta is in the hospital. He is dying because he got shot. The doctor tells Enta's sister that he probably is gonna die. Kazuki is very, saddened by this because he just heard his best friend's fucking dying. Any
Yep.
kid would be sad as shit. So he goes over to see Enta in, I guess, the surgical room or the whatever room. I don't know.
Yeah, recovery room, I guess.
Maybe. He starts crying, and then Kappa Enta comes by and like it hits him and says, "Hey, I'm here now with the other Kappa guy."
Oh yeah. Also, in the very beginning, in the weirdest thing that I didn't expect to be a plot point, last episode when White Kappa got frozen.
Oh, yes.
Apparently a plot point because he gets kicked into the road and then broken up into a million pieces. So now he's some sort of fucked up monstrosity.
Not anymore. He got better.
He didn't get better. He got put back together poorly.
No, he fixes himself. I thought
I don't think so. He shoots fire out of his ass.
he does,
think
but
he's
only
big.
for that scene. If I remember right, like in the scene with Enta, he's better. He looks normal. Shit, I don't
No,
know.
that is the scene with Enta where he shoots fire out of his ass.
Oh, okay, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
He looks normal-ish, but he's also sitting on the ground. And then when he stands up like ass first, basically, and shoots fire straight up.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think he's better.
Oh, all right.
I
Possibly.
think I think he's still Humpty Dumpty.
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Okay. Well, anyways, Ensign Kappa, Kappa Enta, and Kazuki now have to go. Basically, make sure that Enta doesn't die. They have to keep him from dying.
Yeah.
And,
He has a timer on his skull, and they need to find the dishes of hope so they can wish him back into not being dead.
yeah, not dying.
Not dying, yeah.
And that basically like ends that storyline section.
Yeah.
The other storyline is the policeman. One of the policemen, Rio.
Rio.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Leo.
I think it is supposed to be Leo.
4 of the 5 dishes of hope.
Hmm.
And he becomes happy because he's closer to being able to fix his partner.
Mabu.
Yes. In one of the scenes, he comes back home to the office,
police station,
where he finds the otter caressing Mabu and also taking out his heart.
Well, no, first he shows up and Mabu has welcomed him at the door with
Yes.
fried otter treats.
I
To
thought they were
which
cookies.
he was like, "Oh my god!" Well, yeah, some sort of cookie thing. I think they all. I don't know. Anyways, and Ryu is super happy because he thinks that Mabu is back to normal, and they can be gay policeman dads together, and everything's great.
And then he gets
So he
cut.
goes out. Yeah, he goes out and buys wine and I forget some sort of food.
He
Comes
has,
back home.
he has a little
finds
dance sequence for a little bit.
Yeah,
That was kind of
there's
fun.
a song.
And he comes back, and the otter is having like this very sensual voiceover that he can hear.
Yeah.
That's the only way to describe it. It's the only way to describe it.
It really is. He literally shows up back home. There's a sign out front that's like, "We are away from the office. Call us sometime." And from the basement, you could hear the otter being like,
Uso.
"Oh yeah, oso."
Which
And you hear Mabu like, "No, not like this. It's too big and too hard. You're being so rough." So some shit's going on in the basement.
he walks in, and then he sees Shadow Leo caressing Mabu, who Shadow Leo is actually the otter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, taking out the heart. And that's all I really remember.
They basically yell at each other for a while, and Ryu's like, "I knew you weren't the real Mabu. I never should have believed it." And Ryu just stands there, or Mabu just stands there, with his covering his genitals, "I'm just here, fam. I'm a robot."
I'll be anything you want me to be if you get this guy off of me.
Yeah. And then Otter Rio is just basically saying, "I'm you, but better in every conceivable way," is basically the TLDR of it.
Yes. I was waiting for Leo to say, "No, you're not me," and have the Persona music start.
That would be a very interesting crossover in the 11th hour.
Definitely.
But yeah, their storyline is going somewhere, maybe.
Who knows? I don't even know.
And then we have the GTA storyline, which is the theme for the episode, I
We
guess,
got
for
the
our
gats.
episode.
In this storyline, it is little brother Toy and his older Toy, I don't remember his name,
Yeah.
finally hopping on the ferry and deciding to go back home.
We have
Or to run
younger
away.
brother, original series Sasuke, and older brother Shippuden Sasuke.
We see that in the news. We see that Enta got shot. They both recognize him. Toy asks him, how he knew about him, and Enta says, his brother's older brother tells him, about how he helped him out, or how Enta helped him out get away from the cops earlier.
Mm-mm.
And this kind of sparks a little doubt with Toy, and this is the one of many doubts that happens in this little storyline. Once they get to the stop, they find another younger guy, basically older brother's Kohai from the little Yakuza syndicate thing that he's a part of. And from the get-go, we know that this kid's a motherfucking talker. He just won't stop fucking saying shit. And about loose lips. You know what happens to those.
Yeah.
Um, and we get some more back and forth between those two. We cut back to one of the other storylines, and then we cut back where the younger brother Toy is listening on to a conversation that, like the Kohai and the older brother are having, and I kind of lost what was going on in that moment. If I'm
Okay,
right,
it
like,
wasn't just me.
yeah, because they're talking about something like an event that happened,
They're talking about
like the past, right?
yeah, the gang leader that got killed.
Yeah,
And I didn't really understand it. Because basically it was the Kohai was saying it was cool that the younger brother killed the gang leader, and the older brother was saying, or I should use Toy's name. It was cool that Toy killed the gang leader, and the older brother was getting mad because he wanted it to be known that he killed the gang leader. But like, I didn't understand like what exactly was going on with like why it was super cool that like it had to be the older brother, like why it was important. Basically,
no, so it's important because he didn't want Toy to get blamed for it. He wants everyone.
I don't
to
think it was just that though.
That's the part I'm wondering about, like, because we also see Toy get kind of mad at like what he's
Yeah.
insinuating. So whatever nuance was part of that scene, was completely lost on me.
Right.
Because up until now, the fact that the older brother's taking the blame is seen as a good thing,
Uh-huh.
for the most part, because he's trying to protect his younger brother. But now it's supposed to be like in this kind of different light, and I just don't know how I was supposed to take that scene.
Right. And like I was assuming only because Toy was getting mad that like the older brother was, trying to be like use it as like, I'm a badass, like as
Yeah.
a status symbol more than like as a protect my brother thing, which doesn't make any sense
Because at this point, like,
very
this would be the first time this happened.
yeah.
So
So
I definitely
I just
feel
didn't understand
something
it.
was lost.
Yeah.
But we get that scene, and that's another kernel of doubt within Toy. Even though I didn't understand it, we know that Toy is still kind of doubting something.
Yeah.
He's doubting his older brother.
It was obvious he was upset by something about it.
Yes. And then the final part of this little storyline is they finally getting back onto a different boat, and older brother just gets the fuck out of that fucking Kohai. Just kills
Yeah.
him straight up. He's like, all right, let's
Just
fucking
gunshots
let's
him.
dip. And little brother, for like a moment, is very distraught, and then just kind of accepts it. But like this is the final kernel of like, fuck, my older brother is kind of a douchebag.
Yeah. He just pretty much showed up and was like, hey, thanks for taking us in and taking care of us and making sure we could get out. You're gonna have to die now. And it wasn't even like I had to kill him to cover our tracks so we could get away safely, which is what I was expecting. It was just, oh, he's too nice of a guy and he was gonna die anyways, so I just did him a favor and sped it up. Which, what a fucking asshole!
Right? I would have also, like, not agreed with, but I would have understood him saying, this kid talks way too fucking much. This is better
Yeah.
for us.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, I was expecting I didn't want the word to get out that where we were running away to.
Yeah.
Like, I could understand it as where you're protecting your brother and you're protecting yourself. And, like, that's what I was expecting from his characterization. But instead, they just went with I was just doing him a favor by killing him.
Yeah, fuck this fat
Because-
kid.
He was gonna die anyways. I'm like, what a fucking dick. Like, I do not feel sorry for you right now.
And then, right afterwards, as they're kind of going in, heading into, like, the port, a couple more Yakuza members, about 3 of them, show up, and they're ready to shoot down the older brother, and that's when they get into the fucking gunfight, where everyone's just shooting everyone. Older brother runs out of bullets, and then fucking Toy comes in and just start gatting some motherfuckers down. I think he gets 2 people.
I think he does.
I think they both killed 2 people.
I think so.
So Toy, now, his body count is at 3 in this show.
Yeah, seriously.
And they finally get away after Toy's older brother is shot himself. He's shot kind of like in the stomach. And the rest of the episode is kind of the consequence of that. Toy's basically watching his brother die. They're able to get on the boat, and that's around the time the ending starts. But there is also a ending sequence after the ending, a post-credit sequence,
Yeah.
where Toy's kind of reminiscing about the times he spent with his older brother. And like from what I saw, like the further up they age in the flashbacks, like the darker the whole like memory gets. I think that's what I remember kind of seeing.
Yeah.
Right? 'Cause,
Well, like, especially as they get older, the older brother gets more and more like,
he gets darker, like, or more gray,
yeah, more gray is a good way of putting it.
which is really cool. I'm glad you saw that too, because I didn't know if it was just me, kind of like adding things onto it or
Uh-huh.
hallucinating something. But yeah, he does get grayer, which is a really cool way of doing things.
Hmm.
And ultimately, his older brother does die, um, and Toy throws away basically his backpack, which has a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Which I guess is kind of like his way of once again throwing away what he thought was most important this time around. And most undoubtedly, he's going to go back to help and to um, basically, not die.
Not die. Yeah.
That, or
Um.
perhaps he's another one. He wants to, bring his brother back to life.
Maybe.
That's what I'm going for. Either of
Although
those
he's
two.
kind of decided his brother. I think he's also decided his brother was kind of a dickhead at the end.
Yeah, same.
Like he was sad that he died, but like you could also tell, like we both picked up, as they got older, his brother, while he was still like, while there were still happy memories, his brother definitely did seem more like distant as they got older.
Hmm.
Like there were more memories of Enter Toy doing something, while his brother was sort of like just on the side of the memory
Hmm. Which I
rather than being involved in it.
which I think is we're supposed to see it more as a tragic a tragic end rather than yeah, it's supposed to be more tragic, I think.
Yeah, I think so. You're definitely right.
But so far, yeah, great episode.
Uh-huh.
I think we're about 3 episodes away from the ending.
I believe so.
Which I can't wait for it. Whatever this show fucking is, however the show ends, I don't know if I'll be disappointed. I think I'll just, at the very least, I'll be like, okay, and then at best, I'll really like it.
uh, I'm really interested to see how they sort of try and unite the Mabu is a replicant storyline with the Enta is dying storyline with the Toy is somehow going to just show up back at home storyline.
That's what I'm. That's one reason why I think Toy wants his own wish, because these two storylines now want their own wishes, right?
Yeah,
And that's what I'm thinking. That's why I think Toy wants his brother to come back. Because at this point, Kazuki and Enta both will lose something. In this case, Enta's going to lose his life, and Kazuki's
yeah,
going to lose his best friend. Leo doesn't wants to gain back what he lost, which is Mabu, and
uh-huh.
same thing with Toy wants to gain back what he lost, which is his brother. So we've got that going on.
But I
Once
mean,
again,
then you have to kind of question like, does will the Kappa turn Toy into a or will the White Kappa turn Toy into a Kappa if he's going to like work contrary to the main two?
yeah, that I don't know yet.
Because we also, at some point, I really hope they get into like the what the fuck is with the Kappas in this show too.
Yeah, there's so much like other stuff that has to be explored. Like, what the fuck is up with the otters too? Like, why otters?
Yeah, and I'm assuming we're never going to get into what the fuck is up with Sarah
I think she's
or
just
Sarah.
there. She just is a kappa.
She just is a Kappa that can also be like an actual human.
Yeah. So
It's real weird.
who really fucking knows? I don't even
Uh,
think even the writer knows.
bring up a good point. What the fuck is this, by the way? Is this like a light novel?
No, it's original.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, completely original.
Yeah, then I don't think. I mean, they probably have an idea of how they want it to end. It's just,
At this point, like they've written the ending already. So
yeah. They probably just had a lot of like weird ideas in the middle of like, we want to do all this random shit.
yeah. You remember that
Also, this is how
mom?
it's gonna end.
You remember that mom that was a big deal for a little bit? Well, fuck her.
You mean that mom that was a really big deal for like 2 episodes, and then they were like, "Fuck her ever existing. We're never gonna talk about that shit again."
Well, that was Harzanma, aka GTA Tokyo Edition,
Yep.
aka I don't know any other video games with like gay people. Aka
It was
Life
GTA 4, The Ballad of Gay Tony, except for this time it was the gay
Cap
cops.
Kappa Life is Strange, aka
Uh, Citrus with dudes.
the kind of. No, I was thinking more not for the other storyline. Also, I wanted to keep the video game theme going on,
Oh,
but I don't know one where you have to like save a person from dying, or currently like someone is dying, you have to save them from dying.
uh, whatchamacallit? Mask, Majora's Mask.
Wait, what? How?
Isn't the whole premise of that like the world is dying and you keep going back in the past so it doesn't die?
I guess so, but it doesn't really fit with Enta's thing. Whatever.
I mean, it's the best that we've got for
Yeah,
the
fuck
world
it.
is dying on a time limit, and you have to obey by it. Or
AKA,
obey it.
The Zelda Ent's Mask.
Yeah,
Close
there
enough.
you go. Close enough.
Close enough. And in honor of Women's World Cup, we have Demon Slayer, aka Nezuko, stunting on that motherfucker. She was
Also,
USA to what's her face's Thailand.
Thailand, yeah. Because dating the episode, we committed a war crime against Thailand today. Holy shit.
I mean, we always technically date the episode.
Yeah, we do always date the episode. No, well, we don't always say what day it is.
Not always, but like usually it's before the next season or the next week or whatever.
It's true.
You can extrapolate when we did this.
But usually we film on Sundays, and today we are uniquely filming on
Saturdays.
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Or Saturday. Yeah, usually it's the weekend. Today we're filming on a Tuesday. But anyways, going back to Sarzamai for a second, I did not expect that the fucking origin of the soccer thing was going to be the Brazilian national team.
Well, also, his name was Leonel Kappa.
Yeah,
Which is
from Brazil.
like at least like make it a Brazilian player.
Right.
Also, number 10.
I thought it was going to be.
Isn't number 10 Neymar? Yeah, number 10 is Neymar.
10 is Neymar right now. So I was really
And that
expecting
haircut,
it to be.
that's Neymar.
That is Neymar, except for it's not.
That is fucking
It's
Lionel.
apparently Lionel Messi.
Maybe they use that because like to one, I'm pretty sure one, it's probably a joke. Two, I don't think they want to use Neymar's name.
Right. They don't want to use his actual name or his monomer, because either way, I don't know. It's really hard to use his full name, and I guess maybe it would just be too hard to fit in the Kappa thing if they used his monomer.
I don't know. But yeah, fucking Neymar. He was the reason for the whole like little touch the head thing.
Yeah.
Which has been not a bigger deal, but like a more reoccurring symbol than I thought it would be. Which I like.
And like I thought it was just a thing that they did. Like I didn't expect it to have a origin story.
Yeah, in the way like how much kind of not emotion and depth they're adding to the symbol is really great. I actually really like it.
I do too.
But anyways, back to Demon Slayer, and Nezuko basically just kicking a ball for 5 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
In this episode, we have the ending of Tanjiro fighting Reddit Man, which is basically Reddit Man uses like his omnidirectional powers to just pinball Tanjiro for about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And Tanjiro just has to survive. That's his goal for those 2 minutes is not die.
Right. For 2 minutes, basically, Reddit Man is like, I'm gonna die, but I'm gonna take your ass with me. And Tanjiro basically just has to keep activating his powers to not die.
Yep.
Surprise, surprise, Tanjiro doesn't die.
He doesn't die. Also, he breaks a rib and breaks a leg, which is important. Not because not because it's important in the show, but because like magically he just gets kind of fixed towards the end of the episode. Like,
to be fair, they are at a doctor's house, and she does have some
healing shit.
Yeah, she did say it was only for demons, but maybe she has an equivalent version that's for humans.
Yeah,
we don't know.
It was just kind of weird because like no one ever mentions it, and he just kind of starts getting better.
Right.
Like he's just better.
Despite the fact that he's in so much pain that like he can't pick up his sword and can't walk, so he like army crawls his way with his sword in his teeth like he's fucking Zolo.
Yeah, for like basically the rest of the half of this episode, that's what he does.
Right. He basically for half the episode he crawls around the corner of the house so he can see his sister fighting the other girl.
Yep. And moving forward to Nezuko and Four Arms.
6 arms.
What 6? 4 Arms, the alien with 6 arms. I was trying to make a Ben 10 joke.
Okay. I was going to make the Ben 10 joke last week, but there was never an opportunity for it, and so at this point I'd just given up on it, so I was not expecting it.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's just throw that shit in there. 4 Arms versus Nezuko. It starts off with him, once Nezuko's leg is finally fixed with the injection he gets from last episode, she's able to start kicking the ball again because that worked so well the first time.
Yeah.
But there's actually a reason why it does work now, is because she's getting stronger.
There is not a reason.
That
is not a reason.
There's kind of it's to show off that Nezuko is weird. even
is
for a demon.
magically getting stronger.
Yes,
In the
basically.
course of the 5 minutes that they play kickball, she gets infinitely stronger somehow.
This might be her power though. Is
Her
Sakura.
power is get more powerful.
Just get stronger. Have like bones of steel. But like
Your
that.
power is that whenever you need it, you'll become more powerful.
Essentially, yeah, that's basically it. She's just Goku.
It's
You
really
fight.
fucked up.
You fight a strong opponent. You get stronger every single time.
For every second that you don't die, you get stronger in the fight.
But like that's what in the show itself. That's what they said.
They did.
That is like I guess quote unquote the reasoning why it works now. And they kind of just play kickball for literally 2 minutes, where they just kick the ball back and forth.
Right.
And then she finally kicks it really, really hard to the point that forearms can't catch it.
Way less interesting than the Boondocks kickball episode.
But yes, definitely.
Because in this one, there is no yelling and screaming. It's just two people kicking a ball at each other, not actually doing any damage, and then Nezuko misses.
Nezuko misses
in the most offending thing ever.
And then even that, she doesn't even like land the finishing blow. Instead, what's her face comes by and like tricks forearms into saying Muzan's name, and that's what ends the fight. It was kind of disappointing, but I guess it is to build up how Nezuko's gonna fight, and what the curse is, because that curse is fucking gnarly.
Yeah, dude.
Essentially, what we know.
Just like one arm that came out and crushed her skull. She got fucking like 2 chest arms that came with it.
For
like no reason too.
Yeah. Well, what we know from
savage.
Yeah, now that we now know what Muzan Kibutsuji's like curse is that if you utter his name, you just die. You get like crushed up.
Yeah.
Like, you die in some way. I think it pertains to what power he gave you. So in this case, because she can like create appendages came out and crushed her.
Okay, that might make sense.
I'm completely making this stuff up.
I mean, I doubt we'll see it again. I
Yeah.
feel like they're not going to give you the out in what I'm assuming is only going to be like harder fights from here on.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt that they're going to give them the out of like, oh, they accidentally said Muzan's name and now they're dead.
It's like they could definitely have a couple fights where it's just Death Note, except because they're trying to make the other person say the name.
They just run around with it like tattooed to all of the parts of them. They're like, read the name on my body.
Or like a badly misspelled like sentence, and it kind of sounds like they're saying Muzan Kibutsuji or Kubutsuji.
That would be awesome.
That'd be funny.
It'd be the best fight.
Unlike the worst fight.
If they like somehow trick him into playing like Shiritori, and they keep trying to bring up his name to try and like, or the last syllable of his name to get him to say it.
That'd be kind of that'd definitely be interesting. I don't know if we're ever gonna get like a fight like that, but who knows? But now that Forearms is dead, Tanjiro kind of like has once again his moment of empathy where he brings her the ball because she's like crying out for it, and then she disappears with the sunlight. And then afterwards, we get a lot of slower moments where,
which I don't know if we brought this up last time, but like, I don't understand why they're trying to make us feel bad for the demons who are eating people. I don't feel bad for, senseless murderers.
I don't think that we're supposed to feel bad. We're supposed to like know that Tanjiro is still empathetic regardless of like who that person is. Like he can still like see the good in people, or at least feel bad about.
I mean, is there a good in them though?
I'm not saying that was a bad choice of words. I'm saying that Tanjiro can still like be empathetic to anyone.
I mean, they were both like ruthless murderers.
Yes, they were.
And like, she wasn't a little kid until after she died. So like,
well, even then, she probably wasn't a little kid. She was just acting like one.
Right.
But well, like I said, I think it's supposed to be because we're supposed to see Tanjiro as being like very empathetic.
I guess
to people or some he's.
It's just a weird look.
It's strange, yes.
Where she goes from like super sadistic and like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you with these 6 kickballs to like, wah, play with me, and I'm supposed to, respect Tanjiro for being like, oh, she has a soul and, was actually just like a little kid who was getting taken advantage of. And it's like, she eats people. She was gonna murder you. I don't feel bad for her.
Okay. This is all true. But we might get some other demons that are more empathetic or sympathetic later on. Maybe that's
Right.
what it's trying to build up to.
Yeah.
Because right
Maybe it'll
now,
be more like morally ambiguous
because
demons.
like right now we do have a moral. We're not really. I would say morally ambiguous because they are still a demon. With the doctor and his like her little protege.
Uh-huh.
Or even though I don't think they've done anything bad that we know of.
Uh-huh.
So they are there. And we also get some extra stuff where we now know for sure it's um, we understand that Nezuko sees some people as like her family members.
Yeah.
Because she sees like the little bowl cut as one of her younger brothers, and then she sees the doctor as her mom. Which I thought they were going to work on that some more, but she's leaving, so
Yeah.
I guess that might be something else that's explored later on. I'm not sure.
Maybe. Maybe they use this as like home base and they come back here every once in a while. Who knows?
Well, they're moving for sure because they say that in the show.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm more like they
Like
use
her.
their house as home base.
Okay, possibly.
Like wherever they move to, maybe they go there because like
I,
those are the people they trust.
yeah, I hope so because they are very cool characters.
And they did say like we're gonna help you try and cure Nezuko, so they probably show up later and be like, "Hey, did you make any progress on that cure?"
Yeah, and on top of that, Tanjiro does have a quest from her, which is get blood. From
Yeah.
her to test.
And they also mentioned it's not just any blood; they need the blood of like the people nearest to them, and so they bring up like
The 12.
there are
moons,
these 12 specific moons that they need to hunt for,
which
who apparently have fucking eyeball tattoos.
yep,
What fucking ballers!
that's straight up from Blade Runner.
Yeah.
In order to tell who's a replicant, you have to look up and to the left, and there's a serial number on their eye.
I'm pretty sure though that this one, because she points at the pupil, so I guess this one's like right on their eye though.
Yeah. But we also know that the two people that Tanjiro just fought are not the 12 moons. They were told they
Yeah.
are, but they're not.
So, like I said, I kind of expected this before we even went into this fight, that we were going to get a fight with like people below Muzan and his like shadow people from the opening
Mm-hmm.
as like a way of demonstrating like how much better the demons can get.
Definitely. We have to
So-
build it up.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when they're going with like the shonen trope of like the 12 whatevers to kill before the big bad.
I love that shonen trope. It's so dumb, but I love it so much. It's why I used it with my D&D campaign. Even with the whole fucking numbering thing, too.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I didn't think of that until just now.
Man. I think Jeffrey would like the show.
Jeffrey would appreciate it. You and Jeffrey could laugh about how stupid your idea was.
Oh, God, it was so awesome, but we never got to do it because Jeffrey wouldn't fucking DM anymore.
Maybe he'll come back
Maybe.
someday.
So, at the end of this episode, they finally leave the house after, they make sure that they're all friends. Nezuko's given the choice to either stay with the doctor or leave with Tanjiro. She wants to leave with Tanjiro. While the doctor and her protege go and find off like another hideout. So they split ways. We get the Crow, the fucking annoying ass Mr. Mike Crow again. God, his voice is so oppressive.
Present Mike.
President Mike.
Yeah, I
Sounds
think that's
right.
his name.
The Crow gives him another a quest. Go southeast. Southeast. And on his way, we meet fucking Pikachu Samurai. I can't fucking wait.
We meet human Pikachu,
And this
who
man,
is fucking hanging out in the middle of the road, begging this poor girl to marry him like a fucking animal.
he knows what he's about.
I don't even know if that's what he's about, though.
He's about not wanting to die alone, apparently. Maybe? I
Yeah.
don't even know.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I don't think it's one of those, like, marry me so I can smash. I think it's like, marry me because I'm about to die and I don't want to die single.
I just love him so much. I can't wait to see more of him. I'm definitely looking forward to like what type of character he is.
So, do you think... How do I want to phrase this question? Like, he's pretty much obviously, like, a fucking pushover. Because, like, he's bawling in the middle of the street because he doesn't want to die alone.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that he's either, going to be, like, the reluctant fighter kind of trope, or the I pass out and then become a secret badass? Like I have a second personality that comes out when I'm, terrified.
Oh god.
Who's
Okay.
actually a badass.
Speaking of tropes, I hate that trope. I like the reluctant hero a little bit more. Because I feel like there's more ways to do that than just a cop out of, oh, he's just good now. Even though he's a fucking pussy all the other times. That's why I like Armin so much. Like Armin,
So you want him to be like a fucking, whine and cry and then back to the wall, not necessarily become amazing, but do what he has to do.
like try his hardest.
Right.
I like that a bit more, and just in terms of like how characters are written.
All right.
I don't want him to whine a lot. There is like a max amount of whine that I can handle. So we're still yet to see how whiny he can be. Maybe like this is just kind of his comedic side, and his normal side is more just mellow.
I somehow doubt that.
I don't want to doubt it, but I'm pretty sure you're right. But we'll find out this Saturday.
But we only met one of them.
Where's Borkid?
Yeah.
We haven't found Borkid yet.
Is he? Do you think he's going to show up next episode too?
Maybe. He might.
Because obviously they're not traveling. Well, we don't know if they're not traveling together. I don't think they're traveling together because we didn't see him. But he may just also be there at the next,
Question
mission.
mark thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he could just roll up and he'll just, be fucking hanging out, eating a meat pie.
Who knows? Eating some boarhead.
Yeah. The real question is, with how fucked up his swords are, do you think he's even like a fucking exorcist?
I don't know, because in the exam episode, they mentioned 4 people passed. 5 people passed. And we see 4 of the 5. We see the girl with the butterflies. We see the kid with the mark on his face, the scar. We see Electric Pikachu. Not Electric, sorry. We see Samurai Pikachu.
Yeah.
And then we see Tanjiro. And that's 4. So there has to be a 5th person. And I think that 5th person might be Borkid.
Okay. But he's got like super fucked up like jagged edge blades with like cloth handles, so they're not like the nice ass katanas that they got from the Smith village either, so we'll see.
Maybe he just has done he is a veteran or more veteran than the other 2.
Okay.
And just doesn't take care of his swords like he's Kenpachi.
Well, Kenpachi doesn't. It's not that he doesn't take care of his sword. It's that he is.
He just abuses it. He doesn't use it like it's. He doesn't use it as like a bomb type thing, right?
He's so powerful that his spirit energy literally eats away at the blade.
Oh, that's what it was?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's why he also wears the eye patch.
Nerd.
Why?
Nerd.
How am I a nerd?
Actually, it's because he has too much spirit energy.
It is! And he wears the eye patch because it eats his spirit energy, and then he takes it off, and you can see the blade fucking flaking away. Kenpachi was a badass.
Kenpachi was fucking awesome. I love Kenpachi, don't get me
You
wrong.
can laugh at me all you want. I fucking know shit about Kenpachi because he was a fucking straight up G. Motherfucker used a baseline sword and kicked the shit out of nerds. Fuck you. I watched Bleach. I remember this shit still because I liked it. You can fucking suck my dick. Shut up. Holy fuck.
Sorry, what's funny is that you try to like... It's okay. Kenpachi was cool, I fucking loved him too.
Why are you laughing?
It's because you were trying so hard to like, legitimize, like, just you liking him.
Uh-huh.
Even though, like, I understood it, like, I like him too, he's cool.
I'm more trying to contest, like, not a nerd just because I like Bleach, but I don't know what fight I'm trying to win there.
Yeah, it doesn't really fucking matter. That was Demon Slayer. Hopefully we meet Borkid next episode too, along with more of what the fuck's going on with Pikachu Samurai.
Hopefully.
We have Pikachu.
Also, if the trend of the show continues on, we're going to meet yet another demon who's going to be more powerful than the one before.
Probably that guy, the Hornet Demon, from the opening.
The what?
The Horn Demon. we see Tanjiro fighting 3 demons for the most part. It's right after the Reddit Man and Forearm Girl. We see the Horn Demon. I can send you a picture later.
Okay.
I think that's going to be the next arc. And then after that is going to be our introduction to the 12 Moons.
I don't always pay attention to the openings, so... Or I don't pay attention to the openings after the first time, so I think I've forgotten.
Okay.
But you're probably right. If there is a third demon that we see in the opening, it is probably going to be that one.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm assuming they're going to be more powerful than the other 2. So...
I mean, it's a shonen, it's got to work that way, or else it gets kind of boring.
It's also going to be interesting to see how fucking Human Pikachu and Boar Kid deal with Nezuko being a demon.
I'm pretty sure, according to the ending, Human Pikachu is all about her. Like, everything.
Yeah, we know that he's all about her, but, like, I don't know. I wonder how they're going to reconcile, like, we're demon slayers with you're a demon, but you're also super hot.
I think Tanjiro's just going to tell him, like, yeah, she's a good person. She's not going to fight you. And they're going to be like, all right, fuck it.
Probably, realistically, but I'm kind of hoping that they do something more, like, you know...
more of a conflict between it?
Yeah.
Find a conflict in it and have it resolve like that?
Right.
Okay. Understandable. I can get down with that.
Specifically, I'm hoping for, like, both of them to be involved in it. Like, both, you know, Pikachu and Boar Kid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping it's not just, you know, fucking Pikachu and Boar Kid both are like, you're a demon, but for different reasons that we're not going to talk about, we've decided that that's okay because Pikachu just wants to get married and Boar Kid, who knows right now, but maybe he'll have his own reasoning.
Boar Kid's just there. He's just there.
Boar Kid just shows up.
He just shows up and he's like, who can I cut? And Tony's like, that direction. And he just doesn't point at Nezuko. He's like, all right.
Yeah. We don't even know, like, what his personality is about to be, but we've already decided to assign him, like, Meathead.
He's literally wearing meat on his head.
It's true. Anyone who wears a boar on his head, just... You already know what the personality is going to be in the anime.
Exactly. Speaking of boar heads, Fruits Basket. Valentine's Day episode.
Yeah.
Hit it with that segue.
That segue worked excellently, because... one of the, you know, big parts of Valentine's Day episode is the return of the Boar Zodiac. Because...
fucking annoying.
You do not like Kagura?
Don't hate her.
Okay. But she shows up because she's all about that Kyo. And drags him off on a Valentine's Day date. Well, she doesn't really succeed in the dragging him off. She mostly says, I want to have a date, to which Kyo is like, fuck you. They immediately transitioned it into, let's have a double date, and we'll bring Honda. To which Kyo is like, double fuck you. And Honda goes, but I really want to go on a date. So, of course, they all give in and go on the date. Meanwhile, Shigure is like, have fun, kids. I'm not gonna, you know, be weird about anything in the meantime. And, of course, he goes off and does super weird shit.
Oh, man. Would it surprise you if Shigure was my favorite character?
No, not at all.
I fucking love Shigure.
Whatchamacallit. Oh, we also do find out that somehow, despite, you know, having access to a calendar, Kyo doesn't realize at the beginning of this episode that it's Valentine's Day. I don't know why he doesn't realize that.
Because I'm pretty sure it's made very clear. The kid's kind of a fucking idiot.
The kid is kind of a fucking idiot. So... yeah, that's why he ends up getting run down by Kagura, because he makes the mistake of going to school wherein it's a very easy target to wait outside the front gate for, you know, your boyfriend to get out of school.
Mm-hmm.
So she collects Kyo for their double date with Honda and Yuki. Meanwhile, Shigure gets the task of go to the Soma estate and hand out all of Honda's chocolate to specifically Hattori, but I guess there's probably some other people at the Honda estate that she remembers.
Hattori
Momiji, probably.
And Momiji, yeah, the bunny kid.
Yeah. And maybe also other Hakun. Fuck, what's his name?
Cowgid.
The cow.
Cow, yeah.
So he has a whole bunch of the chocolates to go hand out, but instead Shigure just fucks off because his editor is like, don't run away, turn in your manuscript. He's like, fuck that, I'm going to run away and not do my manuscript. And instead, I'm going to go talk to my best friend. So he goes and runs off and talks to Hattori for, like, the whole episode. Where they have a real weird conversation. But you get to learn that Shigure, apparently, not a real nice guy.
Nope. It's very clear this episode that Hattori is using Honda. Toru. God damn it. He's using Toru. We don't know
Shigure
why
is,
yet.
yes.
We don't know why, but we know he's like planning something. He's got
Not
this
Hattori.
scheme going. Oh, sorry, yeah,
Hattori's the
Shigure.
good one.
Yeah, the quote's good one. We don't know all that yet.
I mean,
Well, he's done some bad things, but
of the two of them, he's done some bad things, but
Okay.
he did bad things. He did good things. He did bad things for good reasons. He wiped his girlfriend's mind or his fiance's mind because if he didn't, she was going to commit suicide, basically.
oh right, she wasn't eating and stuff.
Yeah. So like he did bad things for good reasons, whereas Shigure is doing bad things for we don't know yet reasons.
Yes, we don't know yet. It could be good reasons. It could be bad reasons. We just know that I'm pretty sure this kid really hates Akihito.
So
Go ahead.
what sex is Akihito? Akito.
I thought he was a guy.
Okay.
Don't they say he's a dude?
They don't.
They don't? Oh my
No.
god. I think I've just been confusing, like, them talking about different people as Akihito. Because I think at some point...
So this is one of two changes from the original anime to this new sequence, or this new anime, which is more directly based on the original source material.
Mhm.
Is in the original show, in the original 2001 anime, Akito was a guy, and Shigure was not overtly, like, dark like this. But apparently, the things that I knew going into this, because I looked it up at one point a really long time ago, Akito is, one, a girl, and two, Shigure does have this dark side.
I could have sworn Hattori says, make sure he doesn't catch a cold.
If he does, it was a mistake because Akito is most certainly a girl. Unless they're changing it yet again to Shigure's dark and Akito's still a dude, which is real weird because I also know why.
Wait, because Shigure, like, has a thing for Akihito?
I mean, not exactly. Sort of, yes, maybe, kind of. I mean, again, they're also related. Just gonna put that out there.
Yeah.
They are like cousins, basically. So, like, all of the Soma family is kind of fucked up.
I took it more as Shigure, like, doesn't like Akihito. So, my theory currently, knowing what I know now, just with these episodes, is that he wants Toru to become, like, the Zodiac goddess, or god thing. So
Take over from Akito?
Yeah, because he thinks Akito's kind of a dick. And isn't doing a good job.
Alright.
That's what I think he's trying to do.
Because they do say that Shigure understands that he's using Honda Toru as his pawn against Akito.
Mm-hmm. And I don't see, like, because when he says, like, Akihito, I care about you most of all, it's directly followed by his voiceover saying, I don't care who I have to lie to, which makes me think that, like, he doesn't actually care about Akihito at all. So that's what I gained from all that.
He also... There's also it's not exactly a flashback, but like a reference to the past.
I'd say it's a kind of a flashback. Close enough to flashback?
It's kind of a flashback, but there's no, like, event that specifically is flashback to. It's just sort of a generic, like...
thing that happened,
Remember that time back in the past? When you, me, and our other friend, who he refers to as... Aya? I don't remember how he refers to him.
Okay. They had the dream.
Yeah, they dreamed, and then it went bad for you two. If that was sort of super vague and you thought Aya was supposed to be the fiance, that is not true. It is actually Yuki's older brother. I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
Is the third person that they're referencing.
Okay. I think that dream they had was the first scene in the show.
What was the first scene in the show again?
It was the goddess talking to the Zodiacs.
Oh, okay. But yeah, which also gives me hope because we're going to see Yuki's older brother hopefully soon. I really like Yuki's older brother.
Is he
cool
also part Zodiac? I guess
yes, he is.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But he's a cool guy. He's also he's really funny.
All right. So the exact opposite of Yuki.
Yeah, exactly. Basically the exact opposite of Yuki.
Awesome.
He's super flamboyant and energetic, so he's really funny.
And I assume around the same age as Shigure and Hattori,
Yeah, pretty much.
given that they were about kids about around the same time. Cool.
Yeah, they were all friends.
All right. I love the show.
Um,
This show's fucking awesome.
it's really cool. Also, you got more of your one of your two favorite characters. Do you like both of the friends?
Both of their friends are fucking awesome. They're like the most wholesome friends, like friend characters I've seen in like any show.
Oh, you also got to meet the teacher.
I did.
I forgot about her.
forgot
She
about
shows
teacher.
up for the first time.
Teacher's fucking awesome. I love her.
Fucking clothesline Kyo.
What a way to fucking introduce one of the best characters ever.
She shows up a few more times.
Yes.
She has a plot line at some point, but I don't think we'll get to it this season.
Well, this show's gonna be 63 episodes, so we're gonna get to it at some point.
At some point, we'll probably get to what goes on with her and some of the Soma family. So she's a fun character, though. I like her.
At this point, we should just call this Fruits Basket Brotherhood or Sisterhood.
Sisterhood.
Sisterhood, yeah.
Because it is definitely the remastered and way better version than the 2001, especially with fucking Dark Shigure.
Oh, I love Shigure so much.
I knew that Dark Shigure was a thing after like reading up on what happens after the 2001 anime. I didn't realize like how cool Dark Shigure was going to be though.
Like they are, the way they like just frame him and kind of like the way he just has that
Right.
sly smile is fantastic.
And like it goes from like his usual cocky grin to like the I don't care who I have to exploit or lie to. Like I'm willing to sacrifice myself for this.
Damn.
It's so like menacing.
Right? And at least the English voice actor does it really well. Like there is like a composure to it
Yeah.
that like is maintained, and it's done incredibly.
And then at the same time, you also have like when he goes back home and
Just starts goofing off.
yeah, he starts goofing off, and then he sees Toru, and you know he basically is like, "Where's my Valentine's Day candy?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm making yours right now." And then like as she walks away, you can see that like he feels guilty for like what he's doing
Yeah.
because of like just how nice she is. Like that conflict is super cool. I like it.
I think that's a really cool way. That's a good way to do those type of like conniving characters. Because sometimes the way some people will write them is like they're just emotionless blobs that like make a plan and it just works, and that's not fun to read or watch.
Right.
What's fun to read and watch is like a character who is conniving, try to get his plan to work, and like work through the issues that like are stopping his plan from working. And one of these
Right.
issues is, at least for Shigure, is that he actually feels like Toru's a good person, and he feels bad about doing this to her, or whatever he's doing.
So I'm going to reference a show that I haven't watched before, but I only know about from you. I also don't know what it's called, but I think it was
Classroom of the Elite?
Classroom of the Elite.
Yeah, that show,
Yeah.
I hated that show.
But you liked the main character,
Kind
right?
of. I liked at the very end where like
Yeah.
we know that he's a sociopath. Like he like did all this fucked up shit, but up until that point, he was just a boring motherfucker. His plans
was
just
he?
worked. Yeah, like his shit
Oh.
worked, and like he wouldn't like emote or anything.
Oh, never mind. I thought he was hiding the fact that he was a sociopath the whole time, but like,
No.
actually being interesting.
Exactly,
And then at the
right?
very end, it was a plot twist that like, oh yeah, I was just playing a character the whole time. I'm actually a sociopath. Like, I thought it was a plot twist. He was a sociopath, and that's why you liked him. Didn't realize he sucked up until that point.
That was supposed to be like the big surprise was, oh, this character's actually a sociopath. But like up until this point, I was like, is this character a sociopath? Because he like just doesn't do anything.
Oh, that's less interesting.
Yeah, it just wasn't interesting to watch.
See, like I said, I never watched it.
Yeah.
But like hearing you talk about it in my head, I was assuming that he like disguised the fact that he was a sociopath.
See, that'd
so
be
that at the
interesting.
end it could be a plot twist. Exactly, that would have been really cool. Seeing like a character knowingly understand like
That he's a bad person
I'm
and
gonna do all
manipulating
this-
people.
yeah. But also seeing him do it and like get away with it as like a, oh, I can like pretend to have emotions and pretend to care about these people while the whole time only pretending to care about them so that I can get them to do what I want.
Yeah, and like other characters that do that very well are like Lush from Code Geass does that incredibly well. Same thing with Char from Gundam does that very well as well. That
Okay.
could have worded that better. Does that very well as another example. Two of my favorite characters.
Okay.
I'm gonna make you watch Gundam for sure.
I mean, we've already watched some of them.
We watched like 3 different Gundam series that day.
Yeah.
parts of them, or like the first couple episodes
We
of each
watched
of them.
an episode of Wing.
An episode of Wing, like the first 20 minutes of the origin, and like the first 10 episodes of
Gundam,
1979 or 1978.
which I actually really liked the style of 78
Like the
Gundam.
super old stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's oppressively 70s.
It is, but at the same time, like, it was different enough that it felt like retro.
Yeah,
So it was cool.
it had a
It wasn't
style.
like, 80s anime, which is too close to, like,
Now
90s and early 2000s that, like, it just feels bad.
like bland and old, as
Yeah,
opposed to like retro.
right. Like, the 70s stuff where it was all, like, very hand-drawn and, like, you could tell it was hand-drawn. It just had that, like, retro feel to it, which made it cool.
It was also very curved. I want to say like all the characters had very like kind of cheeky faces, a little bit. Like the faces were a little more rounded than they are now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Back to Fruits Basket. Yeah, Shigure. He's one conniving motherfucker. He's a manipulator. I can't wait to see more of him. I'm so excited. I love characters like that.
I don't know how, like, since I never got to experience manipulative Shigure before, I will get to experience it just right alongside you. So I'm excited to see where it goes from here with that.
Like what his plan is and everything. If you know it, don't tell me because I want to find out.
I don't know what his plan is.
Yes.
Because before it was 2001 Fruits Basket, it wasn't manipulative Shigure. It was like super protective dad Shigure,
Ah, okay.
where he was super protective of Honda. But like,
Oh man.
new
Wow.
Shigure doesn't feel like he's super protective of Honda because he specifically says like he's basically sacrificing her as like his pawn for whatever his plan is.
It's a very 180 change there.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see like what's going on with it. But that is basically Fruits Basket.
People have to keep watching the show.
Definitely.
Pick it up.
It is a great show. I'm super glad that they're doing all of the full arc or the full show,
Right?
the full series. It's gonna be so fucking good. I'm so excited.
And so that concludes another episode of ABC. Right now we shall once again do our oh fuck. I don't know words anymore.
Custom tradition.
Our tradition of selling out the shit. I'm gonna sell out the Twilight Imperium. Ha! Got there before you, Nick.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah. For the audience, the
Twilight-
reason we came in a little hot today was there's been some brewing over salt after a 2-day long Twilight Imperium game.
It's not really assault. I just fucked up the one decision literally cost me the entire fucking game,
Basically.
which I didn't fucking notice.
Although interestingly, what really like may have changed the decisions in the game was the vote that we took about the free victory point.
What do you mean? You're cutting out there.
Damn it.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
The whole game hinged on that one vote about the victory point, which changed because of one influence, because of what you held.
Oh my god, you're right. Because otherwise it would have. Well, I guess so. I'm not sure if it did, because we all would have been at the same like number, just one down.
Yeah. And you were in a way better position when it came to secret objectives. I think you had 2 in your hand. I had none.
Ah, okay. Well,
And I was just going to get the Mechatol Rex one, and I didn't get to draw if I did the Mechatol Rex point.
okay. See, like, so if I were able to get 2 secret objectives in a turn, I would have won that turn, because I had already done 2 of them.
Well, then it became if the game hadn't ended that turn, Jeff would have gotten involved in the fight.
Yeah.
So it would become a 3-way fight. And I don't know how much production you had, but just in terms of like military strength, especially with your flagship, you were way stronger than I was.
Well, here's the thing. Up until that point, like, had you not chosen 8 or leadership, I think it was not leadership.
Imperial.
All I had to do was just wait, because my other secret objective had already been done. I just needed that round to end with a stalemate, and I
okay.
would have won.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Because my plan was to use the Mechatol Rex thing
Uh-huh.
to get a free objective, get my secret objective, and then get another public objective at the end. That's 3, and I win. The
Hmm.
problem is I didn't have a second public objective done. I would have got it done if I'd read the card correctly, which was have 2 of 4 colors instead of have 4 of 2 colors.
Okay.
Because I chose the wrong. I chose the wrong.
Researches?
Yeah, I chose the wrong research. I had 2 yellows, or sorry, 2 greens, 2 blues, 4 reds, and
Uh-huh.
1 green.
Oh, okay.
And that was a twofer, and I needed 3. So that twofer plus the 1 for the trade goods would have got me the game.
Wow.
Yeah, there were multiple ways for me to win, but I fucked it up. Well, you just got in my fucking way. Because
Got in your way. You mean won the game?
you got my way, and then you took the game away from me.
You also had the speaker thing, got to choose first, didn't take Imperial, and then I got to pick it up, and
'Cause
that's
I
the Nalu
completely
Collective.
fucking
I went
forgot.
first!
Completely forgot that you got to go first, and that you had Mechatol Rex.
Nalu Collective, baby!
Well, whatever. Anyways, Twilight Imperium was a cool game. It's a bitch to set up, though. Oh my god.
It is a bitch to shut up. And it's long to play, especially if you don't know what's going on at first.
It took us 2 days to play, like each like 5-hour sessions.
Yeah.
So it was quite a while.
It'll probably take less than that, but probably closer to like 7 hours if we play again.
Yeah, because we now know the kind of the rules of the game. We know
Yeah.
better strategies now, I think.
Hmm. Definitely don't wait until you have galactic scale combat across 3 rounds at the very end. Where we both
Yeah.
fielded fleets that was like 9 ships strong. That was
Ugh.
Vicious.
That was a lot
Also,
of
holy
rolling.
fuck, the Sardak Nor, where it's like, okay, these are all the things I roll, and then I have my War Suns, so just take 6 hits for free.
Well, that's if
Fuck off with that shit.
I have to have my command ship in the same sector though.
Yeah. Your command ship wasn't weak, was it? I thought your command ship was pretty good.
That's pretty strong. But like still, having my command ship and my race bonus, like it just makes them hit. Like they just hit for
Everything.
6.
Yeah.
Which it gets pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think
Also, if we'd had more like minor skirmishes, it would have probably changed the outcome of everything because I wouldn't have been holding on to 2 save 2 hit cards.
well, save
that
2 hit
saved my
cards,
life.
a direct hit.
A direct hit, 2 morale boosts.
Yeah, 2
Even though I
fucking-
got noped both of them, those nopes would still have been there if I didn't have both those cards.
God.
I had like everything for combat basically.
I had a bunch of like very situational areas, situational cards, which didn't really help me out.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, Twilight Imperium. Yeah, go play it. Fun game. Get a group
a
of
great
4
game.
or 5 friends.
4 or
3
5 friends.
including
It's not super expensive for how long it is to play. It's only like 100
120
bucks.
Yeah, 100. It was I saw it for 120 on Amazon. If you go by the $10 is an hour game time. That's 12 hours. One of our games was about 10, so at this point it's already almost paid for itself.
Yeah. So I very much recommend it.
Yeah.
And I mean, we only played. There were 4 of us. We each played it. We all had to play a different faction, and there are still like 12 different factions that we haven't played. So there's plenty of variability available to the game as well, which is pretty cool. I'm going to sell out to. What do I want to sell out to? I feel like there was something good to
Gamers.
sell. Yeah, gamers.
Again.
No. I will sell out to. I'm gonna sell it to McDonald's,
Man.
but not because their food is good, because it's definitely not. I'm gonna sell it to McDonald's because apparently they bully Coca-Cola into forcing the soda machines to have a higher syrup to water mixture than anywhere else, so their soda tastes better.
Ah.
So shout out to you, McDonald's.
That's why that
for-
McDonald's soda hit different.
Yeah. Apparently there is an actual chemical difference. Like, it's way more syrupy than anywhere else, so soda just tastes better at McDonald's because of it. So shout out to you, McDonald's, for bullying Coca-Cola into making your Coke taste better. Way to go. Way to not give a shit about your customers getting diabetes.
What a bunch of asshats. There's just asshats all over the place.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, they also don't charge more than anywhere else, so I mean, I guess I can respect that at
I
least.
guess so. Well, that was episode 64 of ABC. Thanks for listening.
Peace out. Sarah!
Sorry, we need another person.
We'll never get to do that.
Fucking Alex needs to come back.
Fucking Alex.